Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibbitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with a special edition of Word on the Street. A week in the life of Heather Gillespie, homeless and pregnant on the streets of Chicago. Let's get right into it. Now, guys, I want to warn you, a lot of this is going to be graphic, disgusting, and very sensitive content matter. So, whatever you got to do, roll your joint, pour a drink, pop some popcorn, but strap it in, guys. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. So put your seatbelt on, and I'm going to get into it. Remember, Heather? Now, you know it's bad when the felon is running the other way, okay, from the non-felon. It lasted about, 3 episodes in season 3? Now, I was watching the clip when Heather was talking about when she first met Dylan. Okay, check this out. I don't know if you guys remember the story. She said she was at a party at her friend's house, okay? And she went to the bathroom, and Dylan was taking a shower. First of all, I want to know what kind of party she was at when you go to the bathroom and someone's taking a shower, okay? Then he poked his head out and he said, "Do you want to fuck?" And she was like, "Oh my God, he's so hot. He's so sexy." And she decided that she was going to stick it out with him when a short time later, he was arrested for selling E and those recreational type drugs. Yeah, so she stuck out his 5-year prison bid, okay? But their relationship on the outside didn't last like what, 3 days? Okay, yeah, good job, Heather. So, you know how she says that she's such a great mom and she's always been a full-time mom? Her kids have always been with her. I just want to point out that she was going to bring Dylan home with her. And yeah, and it didn't work. Okay. So, brief background on Heather for those of you who may not be familiar with her. So, like I said, Dylan ran from her practically screaming, "Help me," in season 3. Now, an attempted home invasion, in her words, on Thanksgiving in 2018 resulted in her losing primary custody of her children. She claims somebody tried to climb into her window. Then she had a mental breakdown, and this resulted in her losing primary custody of her children to her children's fathers. Then this resulted in her losing her apartment, and she became homeless, and she's been homeless now for about 4 to 5 years. She is also banned from Airbnb for repeated occurrences of theft and vandalism. Now, she met her current baby daddy, Xavier, last summer when she had this brilliant idea that she was going to walk from Chicago to Los Angeles. Yeah, it's hard not to laugh sometimes at the shit Heather does. But the one good thing that came out of this, because she didn't get very far, I guess, was meeting Xavier. But I mean, I don't even believe I said that, because the two of them are like a hot mess express. Okay, she abuses the shit out of him, but we're going to get into that. But anyway, she claims that Xavier told her that his brother is a assistant DA, and that he was going to help her. Help her with what? We're going to get into that in a second. And she was pregnant this time last year with twins, 19 weeks. And the pregnancy ended tragically in a Airbnb shower. She claims it was a miscarriage. I'm just going to say tragically. And why would Xavier's brother, even if he was an assistant DA, help her? Well, according to Heather, she has been a victim of, and this is in separate situations, okay? She has been bludgeoned, stabbed, and sexually assaulted. We're going to get into 2 out of the 3 of these situations a little later on. Okay, so Heather is currently pregnant. She is 29 weeks with her 4th child. Okay. And this is her sonogram. And this is basically a summary of her daily life. $75 for 2 clear plastic bins to store our belongings and prevent mold and water damage, and 5 washing machines. 9 hours of 9 hours of energy expended forcing them out of my way to get here. Fake Xaviers. Fake Xaviers, not real Xaviers, fake Xaviers. 2 calls to 911. 7 calls to Dr. Jensen and area hospitals to get lab orders. Can you imagine those receptionists talking to her? 2 times speaking with the big kids, and another message from my baby girl Alexis begging her father to call me back. And then this is basically a summary of this pregnancy. I have a huge heat rash on my pregnant tummy when sleeping with a blow dryer to keep us warm. It's so itchy, and it's too cold for me to keep it out. All clothes are bothersome. Send silk garments and a hotel room, please. So this is Xavier and baby daddy. Look wise, he's no Dylan, but we all know looks aren't everything because Dylan is a douchebag. Dylan has 99,000 problems that nobody could help him with. And if you haven't heard about his Thanksgiving drama that extended into the weekend, check out my video. But one thing about Heather, she's into the self-care. She always will be into the self-care, okay? She could be homeless, pregnant, on the streets of Chicago, but she will never deny herself a good face mask, some press-on nails. You know, she will always give herself some good self-care. But to truly understand the crazy, manic, up and down mind of Heather, that sometimes, you know, sometimes she could be making sense, and then sometimes it's like, what the heck are you talking about? And that's most of the time. Don't get me wrong, that is most of the time. But you have to listen to her words. You have to listen to her words. You have to listen to her lives. You have to listen. You have to watch her stories. And I've done that for a week. I've done that for a while. Who am I kidding? I watch Heather late at night. I watch Heather in the morning when she gets up in the morning and she goes live first thing in the morning. I do it all for you guys to understand and put it all together to give you an update. Okay, so first, in late October, she was 23 weeks pregnant. Okay, and she wound up in the emergency room. And I'm warning you guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is graphic. It involves blood and vomit. Okay, so for you guys that have a queasy stomach, you may want to close your eyes for like the next minute or two. Okay, when it starts off, when she's in the hospital, as soon as she's in the hospital, you may want to close your eyes, and I'll let you know when you can open them. Okay, so hang on. Let's share this video. This is Heather in late October. Not before she starts with a conspiracy theory. Check this out.
So I woke up this morning. There's some wild shit going on last night, but we'll get into that later. I just have to show you guys. The city of Chicago is playing no games, okay? Pepsi, Gary V, your competitors are on the boot. No lie. How the fuck is the city of Chicago gonna boot the Coca-Cola truck?
If the Coca-Cola truck owes tickets, Heather, the city of Chicago is going to boot it. It's not a conspiracy.
All right, you guys, so we're a little bit late for our production meeting. We're on our way. We're keeping our meetings to 15 minutes like Gary says. And I'll update you when we're done with our very first production meeting of the day. Have a great morning.
Making this shit up. I haven't.
Okay, guys, close your eyes if you're queasy. I'll let you know when you can open them again.
A plan. I wake up Xavier. I say we need to go to the courthouse. We need to have a meeting about our next steps. It's been 18 months since I met you. You told me that your brother was the district attorney. We're supposed to receiving resolution. I get up, pack up all my stuff. This is every single time I try to do anything at all other than just lay there. That's my breakfast mixed with blood. They have me on the toilet. They have me throwing up. I am 23 weeks pregnant. Play these fucking games with someone else. Every fucking time I try to call the insurance to get an appointment with a doctor, they poison me or do whatever the fuck they're doing, remote control, make me sick. I got blood coming out my nose, blood coming out my stomach. Making this shit up. I have a plan. I wake up Xavier. I say we need to go to the courthouse. We need to have a meeting about our next steps. It's been 18 months since I met you. You told me that your brother was the district attorney. We're supposed to receiving resolution. I get up, pack up all my stuff. This is every single time I try to do anything at all other than just lay there. That's my breakfast mixed with blood. They have me on the toilet. They have me throwing up. I am 23 weeks pregnant. Play these fucking games with someone else. Every fucking time I try to call the insurance to get an appointment with a doctor, they poison me or do whatever the fuck they're doing, remote control, make me sick. I got blood coming out my nose, blood coming out my stomach.
So I think I'm fine. The baby is moving. The doctor just did an ultrasound. His heart rate is good, but I'm definitely having some tightening and it's not normal to throw up blood. So we're figuring out what's going on.
Calm as a cucumber.
What the hell? You guys, if I didn't have bad luck, would I have any luck? I need a change in karma, please. I've been a good person, I swear. This has to be generational. So no change.
Okay. So that's Heather in late October. Now, about a week after Thanksgiving, I warned you guys, this content is sensitive, graphic, and disgusting, okay? But you have to truly understand Heather. We have to get into this and bumpy roller coaster ride, okay? She starts talking about her bowel movements and how Xavier is scrambled. Okay, check this out. It's crazy.
So no changes. They clearly know that we're out here because the city has sent garbage trucks to sit across from our belongings. Talk about degradation and dehumanization. Have you ever needed to have a bowel movement and not been able to go to a business or a space to use an indoor facility and been in your third trimester of pregnancy? But if you walk away, the trash man will throw away everything you own, your novel, your clothing, your tent.
No, Heather, I haven't.
That's what I've been dealing with. So I'm sick to my stomach. Xavier's behavior, it goes back to inconsistent. I got maybe a few hours of regular love and support before they, I don't know, scrambled him, whatever they do. We've been in the same location for 7 days. No one has offered a word of assistance, communication, or anything. So I guess we'll move around again. No response from 311. If I ever want to kill you, chances are it's for one of two reasons. Number one, I'm starving. Or number two, you're an asshole.
Yes. So, that was Heather the day after Thanksgiving, about a week after Thanksgiving. Okay. Talking about how Xavier is scrambled. And she, accuses him of being hacked, scrambled, not the real Xavier, many, many times in a day. And so she's famous for her lives in her tent. Okay. She will go live many times a day, and she will get on what I call her soapbox and rant about many, many subjects. And, there's times that I'm sitting there and I'm listening to her and I'm like, if she would only just take her medication, and I think that she would just be able to be stabilized and she would actually be employable. Because to me, listening to her, you could tell that she is somewhat educated. I know you guys are going to think I'm nuts, but to me, I think that she's somewhat educated and she could be employable if she were to take her medication. But okay, I'm going to play Tent Live #1, lesson about state health insurance. But then it turns into Xavier, don't talk to strangers, okay? I have fallen down the Heather rabbit hole, guys. Please forgive me.
Decide what doctor you want to see, and that is the law. That's what should be done. This entire time, you guys, they've been giving me one doctor to choose from. I call directly to the state plan and say, look, there are certain life qualifying events that make a person capable legally, physically, and just morally able to wiggle out of any sort of pre-existing plan that they may have.
And I bet you're right, Heather, but I don't think being pregnant is one of them. But go on.
And put them into a period of what we refer to as open enrollment, which means you're not stuck to the insurance plan that you had last year. Some of those life qualifying events are new genetic disorders. So say, for instance, your mother got diagnosed with some sort of autoimmune disorder and you just found out, but none of the doctors that your insurance takes in your area will see anyone for that, issue. You're now in a period of, I believe, 30 to 90 days where you can change plans and change primary medical.
And I bet you she's absolutely right.
Homes so that you can see, can specifically cater to your needs. Pregnancy, childbirth, those are also life qualifying events. So there are numerous life qualifying events that permit a person to switch their insurance plans legally. That some sort of insurance plan denied the client the ability to do so would result in tremendous amounts of liability, lawsuits, a lot of fucked up shit, a lot of money. So what needs to happen is, are you going? Okay, be careful.
Rare Xavier sighting.
See if they have this flavor. Sherbet. No, not this one. The green one or sherbet, if you get that. If not, just water and a chocolate croissant.
Here or later?
Yeah, put it in here. Thank you. Okay. And all of this too, please. Hand it back to me. Let me get rid of all of this.
And my goddamn socks.
Love you too. Please and hurry. Don't talk to strangers. I'm cold, you guys. My bad. I had to turn off the heater so I could prop up the my phone on there.
I gave you the dryer.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Please be careful.
I will do.
Look at all of this. All of this. I don't even know what. Crumbs.
I'll do it, I promise.
So nasty. Ugh. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so anyways, anyone who's been along for the ride, I've gone live on these phone calls
And quite a ride it is. Quite a ride it is. That's all I have to say. I just want to close out some of these tabs so I'm not confusing myself, guys. Sorry. Okay. That's actually the next one I want to get into. You see, Heather thinks that she should be making money online. And you know, I don't understand why she isn't. Well, I do understand why she isn't, because she's living in a tent and she did all this to herself. But you know, Heather has employable skills. She really does. So now this is Heather giving her Snapchat lesson. Okay, her Friday Snapchat lesson from her tent with the hair dryer in the background.
Good morning. All right, we're still waiting on some sort of response. If you guys haven't seen the update, check my personal blog, coco.chanel.ysl. I'll tag it right here. I have a bunch of information for you guys with regards to growing social media. This is what I've been doing in an effort to get more attention, restitution, and restoration, specifically with regards to my situation. So I've done this numerous times.
Which we will get into 2 out of those 3 situations in a moment.
They have blocked my account numerous times. Not Snapchat, but whoever's been hacking my phone. And all of this has been reported to law enforcement. I guess they're not smart enough or don't have enough people technologically who are advanced enough to come up with solutions to this yet, which is scary. That's very, very scary. I'll tag my personal blog, coco.chanel.ysl. Follow that. But I'm about to show you guys how to market your small business by using Snapchat and other social medias to funnel and taking advantage of the 5 free channels of social.
And I guess because I'm such a boomer Karen, I guess I should learn about this kind of stuff.
All right, so bear with me because I'm using an Android as my backup phone. Hold on, don't look at my password.
What is up with the weird voice?
So this is my
What is up with the weird voices?
backup phone. I just connected to Wi-Fi. It doesn't have service. Download Snapchat. Create yourselves a Snapchat account. It's free. If you are a small business owner, this is going to help you reach without paying for ads. Go to map, enable location. This is how I enable it for premium safety. Approximate location, and only this time. So it'll ask you every single time. Now, zoom in on your location in the map and find these little fire areas. This is where people are actively posting in your area. Go to the account, add them. Now they're going to get your ad request, and everything you post, they're going to be able to see.
I would have never known. I would have never known. I don't use Snapchat because I'm a boomer Karen, but I would have never known.
Hi guys, so just to be clear, those are digital stagings. So meaning if there's a property local to Chicago that you need staged, we will handle that as well. And the fine art curation is just an example. So he creates that art, and then we use a digital staging software to let you understand exactly how it would appear on the wall. And only as an example, no one owns that actual art yet. All of his pieces are one of a kind. They go to one buyer. So this idea is so realistic, accessible.
And this is all within like a day, mind you guys, okay?
Practical. We can fix the world. What do I mean by zero exploitation of children? Children are not running drugs for you people. Children are not being human sex trafficked for you people.
And no shit, Heather.
I don't know what the fuck you think this is. You're sick as fuck. Anyone who carries the gene that they think it's okay to do some shit like this to a child, or a woman, or a man, you better have a fucking good ass reason. You better choose carefully.
See what I mean? The roller coaster ride that is of Heather. And now she's talking about digital currency.
Okay, so
Now, this is Sunday. She is on a fashion show in Target, okay? Sunday fashion show in Target.
I might be contracting. We went to Starbucks all morning. I am not feeling well. So I'm feeling very heavy, very, very pregnant, and I'm getting a lot of tightness and pain in my lower abdomen. But we have to get laundry done because all of our blankets are soaked. So we came to Target to get Tide Pods, and I decided to try on this outfit to make myself feel more socially acceptable. So I feel a little bit better, except that I feel ginormous. This is a size medium.
All I keep thinking is she's barefoot on that floor.
I'm huge, dude. This is insane. My legs are so big. I'm huge. 29 weeks pregnant.
And that Xavier back there.
This outfit is adorable. It's a size medium in the Isabel brand. I love it. Wish I wasn't living in a tent so I could wear things like this.
Man, so this is her Sunday, basically, guys, okay? Now, after spending Sunday afternoon in Target, little fashion show, Friday, Snapchat lesson, all of a sudden, Sunday evening, she snaps, and there's a rampage in the stairwell, okay? Check this out.
Probably makes up for about 20% or less of the abuse and corruption that I go through. They're now not allowing select text messages to go through my mom, the father of my youngest child, Alexis, her father, Orlando.
Now, this all goes with her hack theory. Now, we haven't been able to establish who they is. Heather has never identified who they is. Hacked her phone, hacked everyone around her's phone.
His mom, some lady that we just met this morning that's a realtor with Redfin. On top of that, they're sending me a bunch of abortion and adoption rhetoric, knowing that I just lost twins and that I have no intention to give up my baby, any of my children, ever. They're sending me shit about being trans. I'm not trans. I'm a woman. I've given birth 3 times and I'm about to do it again. Blatant disregard.
That I have no idea where that comes from.
For the law in this country that says that we cannot lock our citizens outside of shelter or food or employment. Nobody gives a fuck. This isn't an experiment anymore, you know, where I could write it off in my head. Oh, they're doing, you know, social experiments and seeing how people handle things. Maybe it's to exonerate people who have been homeless before that they've been forcing into fucked up positions. This is the 4th year that I've been being oppressed out of any sort of income. And I'm not talking donations. I'm talking about I create an idea, launch a store, build a website, being raped, being robbed, going and replacing all the items that were just robbed from me. I'm not talking money. They don't steal my money anymore. They try, you know, but I rarely have more than a couple dollars. And most of the people who steal money know that I have children and now they steer clear and they don't do me like that. But they've stolen everything from me. I mean, I can't even fucking buy myself a pack of socks and still have it. I need compression socks so I don't get blood clots. Every pair is gone out of my belongings. 6 pairs of compression socks I bought a week ago. This, what I've just described in these last 3 messages, this is 1 week of harassment. Plus about 60 to 100 voicemails telling me to kill myself and that I'm a fat, ugly pig. Not a pig, never been a pig, not a cop, never been a cop. You got the wrong girl. And it's like I said, if I was a dumb bitch who, you know, didn't put myself through all of this schooling and education and prepare myself for so
And that's what's so fucked up, Heather, is that you have potential. You have potential to do better. And I truly believe it was the recreational drugs that you were into that started to fuck up your brain, because you have mental illness. And when you add mental illness and recreational drugs, it's not a good mix. And I believe at this point, you are truly, 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 really far gone. And I've fallen down the Heather rabbit hole. And I hate to say this, I don't think there's anything that could be done. And CPS is going to be at the hospital when you give birth to that baby. And that's the best thing for the baby.
So many different life outcomes, then fine. You know, call me the dumb bitch that I am and hold me accountable. I hustled my ass off as a single mother at 18 years old, putting myself through college. All legal jobs. I didn't go to strip clubs. I wasn't selling drugs. I wasn't even in the game of sex work or the sexual entertainment industry until I was 28 years old, and I was human trafficked, groomed, and coerced by a man. What the fuck is wrong with you people? And it's like I told you people before, I'm not under any obligation to do shit. Nothing. I voluntarily have allowed about 30 different doctors to evaluate me so that you would shut the fuck up. And every one of them sided with me and said, not only is she strong and intelligent and capable, she's not crazy at all. And under similar...
Strong, intelligent, and capable. Yes, I agree with that. Crazy, mentally ill. Yes, I agree. Mentally ill. Definitely mentally ill. And using substances. Definitely using substances. In my opinion, of course. And we all know what I say about opinions.
Circumstances, most people would not survive. Where the fuck is my plaque or reward money or some shit? Why am I being pursued as a rape victim? Like, who are these people that get off on having sex with women who don't want to fuck with them? Why am I being pursued for my socks? Like, what the fuck is going on? And then I called 911. 911. I'm calling 911. Every single time I call 311. That is felony, class X felony, obstruction of justice, to prevent someone from calling 911. And I'm calling 911 and they're obstructing my fucking calls and telling me, I don't know what the laws are about people being locked outside in the winter. What the fuck do you mean you don't know? I'll tell you, do you have a text message number where I could send you a direct link? What the fuck? This is city officials giving this information to me. I'm tired, bro. I'm in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy. My hips feel like they're popping out of their fucking sockets. I'm tired. I got nothing but hatred coming through my line. Fucking evil.
You can go to a shelter, Heather.
Nasty shit. People using my name to cancel my doctor's appointments and reschedule them for other times and days without even asking me. I don't know who the fuck these people are. Then I get approached this morning by someone from Redfin, and she hands me a $100 bill. And I feel like crying. Why the fuck am I feeling like crying over $100? Why the fuck have I been so oppressed out of money that $100 is enough to make me cry? Yeah, it's great to feel gratitude, but what the fuck? I'm not a dummy. I have a college education. Without the college education, I'm a fucking boss, bro. I know how to sell shit. I know how to make shit work. I know how to build shit. I know how to earn money. I don't deserve to fucking sleep in a stairwell or a fucking tent in 20. And then I try to text this lady, oh, thank you so much. She's a real estate agent. She wants to help us get an apartment. Xavier's father supposedly says he's gonna pay $1,000 a month towards our rent, right?
And I fucking text this lady, this real estate agent, and look it, I'm gonna post right here. This is what they said. Message not sent. Why, Google? What's your fucking problem? What is going on? 1 second I'm being accused of getting Botox in the tent and my forehead is so on point you can't even, I cannot make a wrinkle if you paid me. And the next second I have 3 horizontal lines going, or vertical lines going like this, and they're calling me the mark of the beast. Then the next day, those lines are gone and
Don't do drugs, kids.
there's 2 deep lines in the center of my forehead. What the fuck is going on? Then on top of that, they're telling me that I'm, quote, in the game, whatever that means. I don't do any fucking crimes. I'm barely surviving at this point. I'm fully capable of not only surviving, but thriving, taking care of myself and 3 children as I have their entire lives. But let's not even pay attention to that. Now they want me to work for free. Okay, so from the tent where you keep me in 20 degrees, let me just start writing ad copy for all these hoes and helping people with their businesses, like I haven't already been doing that for the past 6 to 10 years. When is it my turn to actually be able to support myself? What the fuck is going on in this fucked up ass city? But
So this is her Sunday night rampage in the tent. I'm sorry, in the stairwell. In the stairwell. Telling you, once you fall down the Heather rabbit hole, it's hard to come out of it. So now, Monday, she wakes up in the tent and she's in a mood. She's in a sexy mood. She's thinking about Dylan. Check this out. And one can only assume that Xavier's within earshot of all this. I don't know.
We were like having this sexy conversation and I fall asleep and wake up the next morning. The big kids are at school because my ex's dad, Lewis's dad, used to pick them up in the
Actually, guys, this is kind of gross. So just steel your stomachs for this one.
morning. So I'd get up and like stumble out of bed like, are you guys up? They're like, yes. I'm like, you're dressed? Because I laid out their outfits the night before and they'd put their clothes on and they'd always be like, we can't find socks. I'm like, there's socks right there. It would be so fucking chaotic in the mornings, you guys. That's always been a problem in my household. Someone stealing our socks. You see, still to this day from the fucking tent, these motherfuckers are stealing my socks. It doesn't matter how many socks I buy.
They've been stealing her socks from back in the day, guys. You see? From back in the day.
Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, Alexis woke up because the big kids had already left for school and the vibrator was like in my bed with me. I had fallen asleep and she's like, Mom, what's this? She's like 4 years old. I'm like, I told her it's a diving stick for the pool. Don't play with it. It's
Mommy's diving stick.
for when I go swimming. She gave it back and never asked again. Like, it was so embarrassing. But anyways, I would always cook so healthy and like just had such good routine, even though shit was chaotic and scary, like not knowing where my next dollar would come from because I was living rich dad life, not poor dad life. You know, I was making my own money at that time, not living off of a paycheck or a combination of both. I'd get a small paycheck from like a bartending job or whatever, but I was like hustling. I was staffing shows. I was working trade shows. Let me put it this way. When you work as a trade show model, you work through another company and they offer you your budget and give you like the task and then you staff the position. So I would be staffing the positions and I would get paid a little higher because I'm the team lead. So I have to like put all this time into like getting the
You see, Heather had employable skills once upon a day.
supplies. Sometimes they'd have them delivered to McCormick. Okay, so just to elaborate, I'm 29 weeks pregnant. Some guy just pulls up right now and
And this is all the same day. Okay, this is a week in the life of Heather. This is on Monday. Okay.
plugs just only the electrical outlet that we're using.
There's millions of other ones.
We're across the street from Zoo Lights
He appears to be some sort of city worker, but he doesn't. He's not using the usual Chicago emblems or logos or even colors. The car is painted all white with some black numbers written on the side. It looks very unprofessional. Very curious situation. So anyways, we're continuing on with the day as planned, packing all this.
Okay, so it's 1 p.m. now, and I've been up since 6 a.m. ready to go, dealing with this. Unfucking believable. This is a problem. So now I'm heading to Northwestern to have Dr. Jensen fax over the order that she gave me handwritten to Quest that says it's a...
And this is the beginning of her quest to get labs for her pregnancy.
vaginal swab when she's requesting fibroid something to see if it's a genetic marker and several other supposed maternity panels. We were going to go to St. Joe's, but we have to go this direction to get to the Metra, and I still have to do laundry today. All of our blankets are soaked, and I have no more pants. I'm irritated. I'm too pregnant and too tired.
2 at station 4. 2 at station 4.
Using the latest innovative procedures. Visit AnitaHealth.org/ortho.
I've called them like 6 times today.
Okay, thank you for holding.
I have not eaten yet today. I'm hungry. Oh, that's a lot. I had a
Still on a quest to get labs.
breakfast from McDonald's. You guys saw it, so about it. But it's now 5 o'clock and I'm pregnant and hungry again. And I've been trying to make it to the kids for the last 3 days, and there's been one thing after another, and that's where my responsibility is. But I'm here at the lab for the 6th time in a row trying to have my second trimester maternity labs drawn so that I can continue following up with my pregnancy before the baby's born. Wouldn't it be wild if I just kept on coming here once a week and they kept on lying and saying that they'd send the orders, but when I arrived they weren't here and then my baby was born? What the fuck?
So that was Heather's day on Monday, basically. And yeah, I mean, a week with Heather, guys, you go from sexy talk to suspicious worker to trying to get labs. So now Tuesday and Wednesday, okay, check this out. He starts going back to the golden days, guys, okay? Back to the golden days of when she was all over the web.
Being affected, probably. So, what the fuck am I saying? I'm like a hot mess. I came on here for a reason. Hold on, let me put on my snuggle. But yeah, basically, we have a lot to get done today, and before doing so, yesterday, I was distracted by a lot of hate, a lot of harassment. If you guys...
He's constantly getting hate and harassment.
Follow my personal blog, coco.chanel.ysl. You know that I've been documenting this for approximately 4 years. If you were a fan of mine when I was still working as a webcam girl, then you also know that I had another Instagram in the 50,000-60,000 range for followers that I also shut down.
Back when I was a webcam girl.
All of this was strategic in moving forward with my career and the evolution of myself as an artist. I don't want to shoot nude anymore. I don't want to shoot, I've never done porn. I've never had sex with another person on camera.
Just for the record.
It's always been a hard, absolutely not for me. A hard pass. No questions asked, just like certain drugs and other situations are all absolute no's and will never change from that. I am a free, thinker, and...
Are you sure about that?
I do believe in making your own choices and figuring shit out on your own and shit. Like, you don't know what works for you until you know. And part of finding out what does is finding out what doesn't.
So I'm a firm advocate in finding out for yourself and figuring shit out on your own, and not being subjected to the hype, so to speak. But I've been being harassed for at least 5 years. When I was working only on ManyVids and Cam Soda and stuff, I would receive a lot of attention that was positive. Most of the people in my comments were saying things like, "Oh my God, you look beautiful. Oh my God, I love that outfit. Oh my God, that's such a great idea." And I
Back in the good old days.
was getting like, 500 comments on a post that were all positive. Even the posts that I only got 20 comments on, they were 100% positive. And what happens when you're receiving that many comments, like on my most recent YouTube live broadcast, I believe I received 2,000 something comments. They were all so nasty and fucking trifling. You guys have no idea. Like, they were terrible. If one of my children ever engaged in some sort of harassment like that, I would 100% want to beat their ass. And I don't believe in corporal punishment or fighting your kids, but that's just an expression I use when I'm very angry and feel like they should get slapped. My kids would never do that because I've taught them morals and values that go against that. So unless someone were literally extorting them to be mean, my kids are programmed, much like myself, with the morals and values and ethics that my family has taught me, which is do unto others as you would, like to be.
Unless someone were extorting her children, that's the first disturbing statement. And then the fact that she used the term programmed.
Done unto yourself, treat people kindly, deploy compassion and empathy whenever possible, and be kind. If you're confused about a
Okay, so on Tuesday we have Xavier in the tent playing a little song for us. And I find it quite comforting. Check this out.
Xavier's playing a little ditty here. We just spent the entire day in Northwestern yesterday. I have to get to take groceries and snacks and stuff to the big kids and then to Alexis, as I do every month. I haven't spoken with Alexis in person since the last play date we had, which was at the park by her grandma and grandpa's house, May 26th of just this previous year. And my children, as you all know, have remained with me full-time from the moments of their birth through the time my house was invaded at 2037 West Roscoe on Thanksgiving, or an attempted home invasion. I'm sorry, someone tried opening the window and breaking in. I called law enforcement and they ran away. And law enforcement said I was too hysterical to parent my children. So we moved to a different spot, and we need to pack it up, which takes about an hour or two depending, which is so annoying, and it's cold and rainy, so I want to just stay inside all day. But I need to have this blood work drawn. I'm not a stickler for seeing the doctor every visit. I don't believe in that propaganda. I mean, every week. Measure my fundal height. I measure my own fundal height. Thank you very much. But I know there are definitely labs that I need to have just for the safety of the
Play it, Xavier, play it.
delivery. They need to know blood type and things of that nature. And all those things are run in a maternal panel. But I literally sat at Northwestern all day yesterday waiting for Dr. Jenkins' office to fax the orders and email the orders, which they said they did both, that they had a confirmation from the fax saying that the blood orders or the lab orders were faxed, and a confirmation via email. Northwestern says, no, we never received it. So I have, hold on, babe, we'll talk about it in 1 second. I'm not on camera. So I have to go to get blood work done at St. Joe's, and then I have to go to the laundromat, and then I have
He's like, you don't want to talk? Then I'm going to drown you out with my music.
to go drop off groceries to my children.
And I have been saying that since Monday. And we do this every day on the first of the month because Xavier pays me back $50 per child in link from the money that I spent on all of our Airbnbs so that I don't have to stress out about it. And because he's the father of my unborn child and wants to be my husband legally. Right now, it's just common law because we live together in this tent. It's my tent, by the way.
It's her tent, by the way, for the record.
But it's another headache. And you guys who have been following know what a headache I've gone through with every system. Healthcare, justice, etc., and so forth. And all of the proof is posted here and on the One Heather GEE account. You guys, I have a couple new real estate agent connections here. If you
Another one of her marketable skills.
guys want to check on the production page, I will be uploading another idea for staging. We're using it on the side of a building for this example. It would be for a large property or a commercial property, and literally anything can be printed. Changing texture helps, and we have a lot of options. Xavier has been compiling a few of these pieces that we will also be offering for rent. So if you have a space that you're only staging, we also have pieces that are available for sale to be included with the sale.
And I think this is some
St. Joe's is
more
literally
hacking.
doing
Oh.
a voicemail box prank. So we're calling things that are clearly blatant obstructions of my justice, human rights, healthcare laws, etc., and so forth, pranks nowadays.
Yes. So that is Heather on Tuesday. But it is not over, guys. It is not over by a long shot, because she's packed, she's hacked, and Xavier scrambled. Okay, check this out. Only as Heather can. And she tagged the Chicago Police Department. I'm telling you, it's madness on the Heather roller coaster ride.
I'm sitting here waiting for the opportunity to leave. Have asked now 10 or 20 times just in the last hour. Have asked probably close to 50 or 100 times all day. Every single time I ask, and I'm not even asking anymore, I'm demanding. I have shit to do. I am not a cop. I am not an undercover. I am Heather Gillespie, the same woman who has been submitting reports, the same woman who has been requesting shelter, the same woman who has 8 now shelter requests that have been closed. I have things to do. Starting first and foremost,
So go do them.
with washing all of these clothes that got wet, because I am 29 weeks pregnant. Hello, about to have a baby, and laying down in mud outside is not conducive to my health. Now put this into perspective. I shared a lot of outfits that were very similar to that Chanel. I went to a lot of the clubs she went to. John Poda supposedly is her fiance. He ran a lot of nightclubs in Chicago and restaurants and things of that nature. I would commonly go out and bring spenders and other business people and clients. Stop assuming that I am everyone. Also understand that there are people using my
Heather, what are you talking about? This is where you make my head hurt.
health insurance. Hello? Do you not get it? My identity is being stolen as the Chanel performer and as the Heather Gillespie. Why the fuck have the police done nothing? I pick up all the garbage inside the tent. I put everything inside of one bag and tie it shut. Everything. Every single piece of trash. Every single one. 50 or 100.
Sorry, guys, because this is where we're about to drop. So hang on, okay? Hang on. We're about to drop.
I pick up all the garbage inside the tent. I put everything inside of one bag and tie it shut. Everything. Every single piece of trash. Every single one. Okay? Somehow, Xavier gets out of the tent before me. This is not the real Xavier. As I've said hundreds of times, the real Xavier loves me. He doesn't set me up. He doesn't try to entrap. He doesn't do any of that shit. This version, whoever the this is, throws garbage all over, tells me for 3-4 hours that he's getting ready, but he's not. And if you guys have been watching, you'll see patterns and cycles in how I've called out all of these changes in behavior. They're uncharacteristic. They do them with my family members. They do them with Xavier. Look at, like, this is nasty. There was not a single piece of trash when we got here, and I intend to leave it that way. I'm also 29 weeks pregnant. I'm huge, huge. And I'm exhausted, and bending down repeatedly to pick up all this garbage hurts my stomach. I'm already contracting if I want. So this is about as positive as I can be under these circumstances. This is a rape hotel. I don't like being around it. They keep on strategically putting us near it. It's very scary.
The first time I watched this, I was like, what?
I don't like it. No, I was not raped there, but someone brought me there, offered to get me a room when they knew, same situation as when I was raped. They knew I had been forced to be walking around for close to 3 days with no sleep. They offered to get me a room, no strings attached. I went with them. It was an older man. I felt like I knew him. As soon as we got there, he tried to force me to do sex with him. When I told him that I wouldn't, that I was tired, he told me I needed to leave. So it went from the room was for me and me alone with no strings attached to I had to have sex or not sleep. And I went on no sleep for 3 days, out of the hotel and right back to the gym. So you can tell that if there's any way I have the physical or mental capacity to say no, I'm saying no. So yeah, that's significant that I called 911 and they hung up on me. I told them the exact truth that I have had 8 tickets since September of this year.
911 hung up on her, and that's how she ends her night.
4 shelter assistance that have all been closed unlawfully with no resolution provided, including one from 2 days ago after filing a formal complaint that was closed at 9:30 in the morning. So all my shit's been closed. They have not offered me any solutions. I've been paying taxes since I was 14 years old. What the fuck is going on here?
So that was Tuesday. Day in the life of Heather. Okay, guys, so let me just close out some of this stuff. Okay, so now we have Wednesday, Tent Live number 3, where she talks about where she wants to give birth. Yeah, she is thinking about labor and delivery and all that stuff. Okay, so hang on.
Deliver there. There's no hospital. What will we do with it? Like, I'm just very, I want to stay close to Northwestern and get and have my baby there. I worked there for 5 years as Klizma, 3 years as NMFF or whatever it was called. I know them like on a personal basis, many of them, like personal as you get at work, sitting next to someone every single day, you know. You start to learn about what they like and don't like, what they believe and don't believe, morals and values and ethics, and I'm pretty much in line with most of that for all of the people that I worked with. So I feel safe and comfortable and like it's a healthy decision to deliver there. I just don't know what else to do, you know? I don't know what else to do. I don't know who I can trust. I don't know how many times I can call the labs or Dr. Solani or Dr. Johnson. Dr. Solani is not an OB-GYN. He's a primary physician. He trusts me for...
I'm sorry, guys. She has really crappy service.
Like I said before, every police report that I filed, every single time I get raped or like beaten or robbed, I write it up and I email it over to his office. I CC my lawyer, Nick Albuquerque, my mom, my dad, not my dad doesn't have an email address, but my mom, and whoever else I can think of, like random sponsors, people from different...
And we're going to get into 2 of those police reports shortly.
Different domestic abuse support groups and things of that nature when I connected with them when Dylan first got out and was beating me and stuff. So there are long lines of paper trails on, you know, everywhere. And I just don't know what to do. This is ridiculous. All these people know, hundreds of thousands of people know, at least hundreds of thousands, probably more. That show, specifically the episodes that Dylan and I were in, got really, really high views, a lot of viewers. And a lot of, but you guys don't understand, before that I was doing sexy entertainment. You know, so I had my own thing and bartending and serving, doing catering and lingerie and creating custom
Catering and lingerie.
content and selling it online on Cam and things like that. So there are a lot of people who know me and are aware of the situation, and that makes it even more scary. Like, it makes it more comforting because I know those are the people who are feeding me and like making sure we're okay and stuff. But then it also makes it more scary because it's like, if all these people know and have known this whole time that all this stuff is going on, but none of them have stepped in to help, what do I do? You know, like, what chance do I have alone if all these hundreds of thousands of people know and haven't been able to help? It's just scary. But that's about it. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll keep you guys updated. I guess what I'm gonna do about the blood work is just probably, so I don't know, I'm thinking about calling my kids and telling them, look, I'm gonna come out at the end of the month on the Metro with the Christmas gifts and the groceries at the same time. But usually I go out there the first week of the month and bring a bunch of snacks, as much as I can, like 2 or 3 bags, which is not that much, but it helps. And please stop calling my phone talking about shit that is not my life. I have never been a drug user. I most certainly don't owe any drug dealer money. I most certainly have never taken a high-risk loan. I have excellent credit other than my student loans. I've never even had a credit card in my name.
Her phone is hacked again.
Please stop. Please. All of you fucking losers who are blogging on Reddit, all of this lie and bullshit, like, just shut the fuck up. Shut up. Stop saying things that damage my reputation. I have 3 children. I am not the problem here. Protecting my own reputation and likeness for myself, as well as the future of my family. Like, I'm not the problem here. Stop saying fake, malicious, slanderous, libelous things. All of them are resulting in various impacts on my life, my overall well-being, my mental health, and my financial situation. All of them are criminally chargeable. All of them are also, I could sue for them. I believe that's why they're making all these people like crackheads and fucking losers, poor people. That's why they're making all the poor people go in my inbox. And rich people, all the rich dads out there, that's why I have to keep my sponsors so low key and so, what's that word? Confidential. Even the people who help me with my children, like when I need grocery money, or not grocery money, Christmas money or birthday money, even all of those people, I don't announce that. I say thank you. I don't not say thank you so-and-so because I'm ungrateful. I'm incredibly grateful.
Okay, so basically, stop spreading lies and slander about her. So this is on Wednesday. And now, also on Wednesday, she announces that Amazon is preventing her from making money. And we are going to have a rare sighting of Xavier. Now, on Thursday and today, she is concerned about her children. Like she said, she hasn't been able to speak to her youngest one since May, and she's convinced that their phones and possibly themselves have been hacked. Okay, like I said, a week in the life of Heather is enough to make your head spin. Almost over, guys. Hang on. Then we're going to get into the police reports. Reality.
regards to what Gary Vee just said, absolutely. And this is something that this is rich dad, poor dad mentality. You could work at Kmart for 12, or you could run your own eBay store or Amazon store or whatever. I have been doing this successfully and then being prevented from earning any of my money. Do you guys understand what I'm telling you? I created an Amazon influencer account at Charlie Keene's house where I went through his list of favorite products, his silk shirts, his paper towels, toilet
And who is he?
paper, things that he ordered on a monthly basis. I made him a favorites list on Amazon Influencer.
Drop me a comment.
If you guys are aware of
I
what
don't
this
know.
program is, it's not as profitable as straight up for
I know what the program is. I know what the program is.
sale sites on eBay or Amazon FBA, but it's commission. And when you're first getting started, it helps you. It helps you with influencing, it helps you with marketing, it helps you with sales, it helps you with content creation. And they have been blocking me, and that was in 2020, from earning my money since. So I'm doing literal pelvic thrusts. Just
Pelvic thrust.
laying like this and lifting my tailbone towards the ceiling.
As
My tailbone and
Xavier
my hips
coughs his
hurt,
head
so
off
we're
in the
hoping that
background.
this works. And also the just regular doula recommended that you do this exercise if you've ever had, been high risk for preterm labor. If you have a history of that, doing this physically displaces the weight of the baby a little higher while also engaging the muscles that you use actively during delivery. So we're doing that. I have to get the kids these groceries. I'm hoping that Amazon takes EBT. I know they do in some states.
He needs water. I'm going to save you guys the ears. I'm going to save you ears from this, okay?
I'm not on a formal bed rest where like the doctor told me you can't move or you'll have the baby, but every time I walk more than a few miles, I feel like I'm about to go into labor. So I'm doing some in tent muscle building and muscle isolating exercises with my hands and my forearms, as well as my pelvic muscles, just lifting my entire lower half up as far as I can and then back down. I'm thinking about making something for people who go into preterm labor that don't want to take medication.
Another marketable skill. You see, Heather is highly intelligent. She has marketable skills, but unfortunately, those recreational drugs, mental illness, bad combination.
Or have a cerclage, which is having your cervix sewn shut. I found a lot of stuff by different doulas online, so something worth discussing if you are pregnant and concerned with preterm labor.
I'm not quite sure what's going on. She's tagging the Chicago Police Department. Um, you know, just another one of her conspiracy theories.
Shout out to Elaine's for this delicious spread and the hot chocolate. You guys, does anyone know how to make Amazon work for delivery? Because when you go to the IDHS website, it says a list of providers that deliver and accept EBT online orders. But I keep on trying to place one and send it, and it's not working. I need to send the kids stuff, and I can't walk there, and I need to send them food and snacks and stuff. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get there for Christmas. I refuse to miss Christmas. It doesn't take long just to drop it off. I asked that girl to borrow me a car so that I could go drop off the stuff. Let me know, you guys, in the DM if you know how to use that function for Amazon. This is Mochi from Kate Hudson. Thank you so much, Kate. You're a doll. Appreciate you. For anyone who doesn't know what Mochi is, let me show you.
And Anne Hathaway.
Yummy.
Ice cream?
Asian ice cream.
Some original candlelight music by Xavier. Another rare appearance by Xavier.
Up. Same bullshit. Someone stole my Kendall and Kylie Jenner bag out of my stuff while I was asleep. How do they
And back to somebody stealing her shit.
keep on stealing from me while I'm sleeping? I'm not a heavy sleeper. I will wake up if someone goes through my stuff right next to me. Started calling for lab work.
And this is how she starts off her Thursday morning, guys. Thursday morning. And the roller coaster is already going up the incline.
Again, got the runaround from everyone again. And here's the proof of the call log again.
And that's her list of things she needs. FYI. And then I mentioned she's 29 weeks pregnant. Heather, your list is much longer than this. And I don't think anybody could help you.
Still have not gotten a call back from any of the doctor's offices regarding the lab orders, and am still calling daily. This is day number 5 consecutively that I've called, if you include last week Friday. Attempt number 8 was yesterday, or the day before, in person at Northwestern, and they're just not sending them. I really don't know what they want. In addition to that, it's been since May 26th since my youngest daughter, Alexis, has answered. I am concerned. I took her to the park on May 26th. About 1 hour following that play date, her father called me after inviting me to her dance recital and said, we're not going to be able to call you for a few days or for a while. And that was May 26th. It's December, I believe, 6th or 7th today. So police have been informed. No one is helping me with anything.
So that's where we are. A week in the life of Heather Gillespie. So let's get down to the details of these police reports. Back in 2000, let me get to the first one, guys. Bear with me. Back in 2019, May 26, 2019, Heather was visiting Dylan. I'm going to screenshot this and put this up on the community board right after I upload this video. So if you guys want to check this out yourselves, it'll be up there. But I'm basically going to read a little bit of this to you guys because it's 14 pages long. So basically, Heather was visiting Dylan at the Statesville Correctional Facility. Okay. And on 5/26/2019, at 19:37 hours, I was dispatched to the Mobile gas station on 344 North Independence Boulevard for a stabbing. Upon arrival, I met with the victim, now known as Heather L. Gillespie, who is being evaluated by Romeoville Fire Department. Heather stated she did not know who the offender was and only recognized her from 1683 Crest Hill, Statesville Correctional Center. Heather was unable to recall any physical details about her attacker, only stated that when she was visiting her boyfriend, now known as Dylan McKinney, at the prison, the offender was also there visiting with her boyfriend. Heather stated that 2 weeks prior, the offender was harassing her about her hair, stating that she was going to get you. Heather said the same thing happened today when she was leaving the prison at 1900 hours. Once in the parking lot, Heather stated that the offender continued to harass her, stating, "I'm going to get you." Once in the ambulance, I could see that Heather had, and it was this portion is blocked out for invasion of privacy. Heather was then transported to Bolingbrook Hospital for further medical treatment. Detective Dorsey and Officer Garcia both went to Statesville to obtain video footage of the victim and offender at the Statesville facility. Okay. Upon arrival to AMITA Health Evidence Medical Center, Bolingbrook, I met with Bolingbrook Fire Department and Heather in the emergency room. Once in the room, I asked Heather if she could recall any further information. Heather stated she had no idea why this woman would have attacked her, but she did not help the situation due to her temper. Sorry, guys. Let me just set the mood here. I would like to thank the ghost of Lisa's baby toe for this, by the way. I have to give credit where credit's due. If you guys don't follow her, you should. Let me set the mood here. Okay, so she said, Heather stated she takes the same way home after visiting her boyfriend, and the offender knows that she always stops for gas at the Mobile. Heather stated today that after the exchanging of words with the offender, both parties left the parking lot and headed north on Route 53. Heather states she was driving behind a female on Route 53. Heather informed me that the offender had pulled into the Mobile gas station before her and exited the vehicle. Heather stated that's when she exited her vehicle and the offender started to threaten her, saying, "You don't want this smoke." Heather said that she has a bad temper and told the offender, "I want all the smoke." Excuse me. Heather said that's when the offender pushed her, starting a fist fight. Heather stated the offender's friends exited the vehicle and knocked her to the ground. Heather informed me that's when the offender began to stab her multiple times with a knife. The offenders returned to the vehicle and took off in an unknown direction. Heather stated that's when person giving info went up to her and told her to sit down and wait for the fire department to arrive. When asked if Heather could remember if any physical characteristics of any of her offenders, she stated there was 3 invasion of privacy females, but could not remember what they looked like. Okay, so now, shortly after, Detective O'Connell arrived at Advent's Medical Center, Bolingbrook, to conduct an interview. Detective O'Connell took photos of Heather's injuries. Heather informed Detective O'Connell she only wants to go home and does not want to press charges at this time. Interesting. Detective O'Connell informed me that since Heather did not want to press charges, to release her vehicle and property to her. Per Detective O'Connell's instructions, I collected Heather's clothes to be transported to post to be entered into Beast by Officer Wagner. Heather was released from Advent's Medical Center, Bolingbrook, and I transported her back to the Mobile. Upon arrival to the gas station, I released her vehicle and phone into her custody. Upon arrival to post, I placed Heather's clothes into Officer Wagner's possession. Okay, so basically, when they contacted the other person, now, first of all, I want to read this section upon video surveillance. At the Mobile gas station, I viewed video surveillance of the incident, which shows the east side gas pumps. With no timestamp viewable, the video depicts, in a summary, a white vehicle, possibly a white Chrysler sedan, parked in the farthest east gas pump. This vehicle was later confirmed to be a white 2012 Chrysler 200 sedan. An off-white Cadillac, identified as Heather's Cadillac, quickly and aggressively, pulls into the pump next to the white Chrysler vehicle. Okay, so basically the white Chrysler, and then we have Heather's off-white Cadillac. So as Heather's off-white Cadillac pulls in aggressively next to the chick that she has beef with. A third car, a blue Chevy driven by blacked out, pulls into the farthest west gas pump. A white female, later identified, blacked out, exits her white Chrysler and stands beside her vehicle. Heather exits her Cadillac and stomps over to the other girl vehicle and gets into her face and begins to move into aggressive manner, waving her hands wildly, moving back and forth around the suspect and getting closer and closer to the suspect, very close proximity. After less than a minute of arguing and gesturing by the white Chrysler, a physical altercation begins. So basically, Heather pulls up aggressively next to the other chick's car, gets out of the car, starts yelling and gesturing in a wild manner, and then a fight begins. Okay? It is not clear in the surveillance video who strikes first. I'm just going to call her person number 2. Disengaged in the fight and runs north in the parking lot, approximately 10 feet away from her driver's door, original location of the altercation. Heather, who admits she has a bad temper, chases person number 2 north in the parking lot and re-engages in fighting person number 2. A second fight begins and both person number 2 and Heather fall to the ground. The remainder of the fight is off camera and is not visible. Person number 2 again disengages. So she disengages twice in the fight and walks back to the ground, enters the driver's seat and drives off. Heather returns to the driver's side of her vehicle where she meets with blank, the person who called 911, at which 911 is called and they wait for the arrival of emergency services. A second white female is also present that was a passenger in the blank, and the second person's white Chrysler, but she never engaged in the fight and was only a witness. After the incident, a van pulled up to obstruct the view, and Heather is right beside, and you can no longer see Heather. Heather is inside her car, and person number 3 is standing outside of it. A copy of the video of the surveillance was made with a Romeo police evidence camera and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now, when they contacted person number 2, which was after she had a conversation with her inmate boyfriend, and they listened to that recorded phone call, so they figured out who she was, got the number from the caller ID, and they called her. Okay, so now, she said, okay, in summary, and in non-verbatim, person number 2 advised me of the following. She stated that the unknown lady, Heather, has been trying to start a fight with her over the past several weeks while they were both visiting inmates at the Minimum Security Unit, MSU. On Sunday, 5/26/19, after they both left MSU, Heather attempted to fight person number 2 while they were still at the IDOC facility. Person number 2 did not want to fight her and left the area in her vehicle. Additionally, oh wait, sorry guys. Left the area in her vehicle, a white 2018 Chrysler, with Heather following her closely. Heather, who admits that she has a bad temper. Additionally, while looking back at Heather, she believed it looked like Heather was reaching for something inside of her vehicle, potentially a weapon. Person number 2, vehicle was running out of gas and was on empty, so she stopped at mobile gas station. After pulling up to the gas pumps, she notices Heather quickly pull up to the pump, exit her car, and walk up to person number 2 car. She got into her face several times and spit in her face. Person number 2 stated that Heather yelled out something, and Heather continued to get into the person's face, so the person pushed her back or nudged her, "Oh, out of my way." And that's when she hit person number 2 in her nose. They began fighting, and person number 2 attempted to get out of the way. However, Heather chased after her and they continued fighting. Person number 2 claimed she blacked out. However, she remembered she already had the knife on her because she did not know this girl was after her. Person number 2 pulled out the knife and got her to get her off of me. Person number 2 described the knife as smaller than a pocket knife, and the blade itself was less than the length of her pinky. She further explained she did not expect the knife to even protect her. She couldn't remember how many times she stabbed her and stated that what happened was never her intention. She felt that the person that called 911, person number 3, was also in the immediate area to egg on the conflict. After the initial confrontation, she left the area without further altercation. She advised that her friend witnessed the incident, was with her, and would speak with me. Person number 2 advised that she had a busted nose and was sore. She emailed a photograph that she took of the injury on her nose. She explained that she did not have any other visible injuries. And then the detective spoke to her friend that basically backed up the same story. So, and there we go. So that is the famous stabbing incident that Heather thinks that she should get restitution, I don't know, victim services. That's one of the things that she repeatedly refers to. Now, the second thing that she talks about a lot is the time that she was bludgeoned. And if you guys don't follow We Are BCG on Instagram, you guys really should. And if you guys don't subscribe to them on YouTube, you guys really should. They put up the police report from the alleged bludgeoning incident. So I'm just going to read you guys a little bit of that because they put it up on their community board. So let's see here. Okay. I asked her about the incident, and she told me the following in summary. On 4/19/20, late, she was driving her tan 2008 Cadillac CTS on North Avenue at First. She stopped her vehicle at a red stoplight at First Avenue and observed an unknown male subject, now known to be Juan P. Madera, standing near the intersection. Heather said the man appeared to be homeless and it appeared like he needed help. She introduced himself to Juan and invited him in his car, which he accepted. She told him his name was Juan Pablo and he was homeless, but he had a sister in Geneva, Illinois. Heather said that she drove to the parking lot of the Export Fitness and parked her vehicle. She attempted to get him entry to the facility so he can clean and shower, but they were denied because Juan did not have a gym membership. They returned to the Cadillac and spent the night in the car. Heather said they talked for a while. Juan sat in the passenger seat and she laid in the rear of the car. Heather said that Juan made her nervous because he just stared forward all night and did not sleep. She said she may have slept for maybe an hour, but did not sleep much because Juan made her feel uncomfortable. Then why didn't you ask him to get the fuck out of your car? She said Juan acted like if he was on drugs. Heather did not see Juan consume any drugs in her presence. Okay. In the morning, Heather drove to Smart Wash Laundry with Juan still in the vehicle. Heather entered the laundromat and started a load of laundry. Heather returned to the vehicle and told Juan she would buy him breakfast. They drove southbound Manhattan from Grand. Heather then elected to stop and clean her vehicle at Jet Bright Car Wash. Okay. She entered the car wash. Juan was still in the front passenger seat of the vehicle. She then drove to the vacuums along Manhattan Road and parked. She quickly cleared the interior of the vehicle. She spoke with Juan. Heather then told him she was planning on buying him a train ticket to Geneva, Illinois, so he could return to his sister. This infuriated Juan. Infuriated him. The fact that Heather offered to buy him a train ticket so he could go back home, at least back to his hometown. Okay. He told her, I'm not fucking leaving. She asked him what he meant. He said, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. I'll fuck you up. Heather said she was in disbelief. Juan exited the driver's side of the vehicle and began to punch Heather in the head and body. Heather said she fell to the ground and Juan was punching and kicking her, and he yelled out, for the Mexican nation, for the Mexican nation. Heather did not know how many times Juan struck her. She said at that point, a male white bystander and a male black bystander attempted to intervene, and she was able to stand up. Juan returned to the Cadillac and grabbed an L-shaped tire iron. Juan chased her. Heather ran. She said that he struck her on the back and on the rear of her head. Heather then ran into Manhattan Road and fell. Juan then struck her again with the tire iron on her back and on the rear of her head. Heather could not recall how many times she was struck. She said it was being painful, struck with the tire iron. At the time, a passing garbage truck stopped to help. She called 911 and Juan ran off. Police arrived shortly thereafter. I asked Heather why the tire iron was inside her vehicle. She said she keeps it in the interior of the vehicle because it makes her feel safer when she sleeps inside the car. Heather showed me her injuries. I observed that she has a bleeding wound on the right side of the back of her head, a red mark on the left side of her torso, and multiple marks and bruises on her legs. I asked Heather if she was under the influence of any drugs or alcohol. She said no. I asked if she was a prostitute. She said no. I asked if she wished to sign complaints against Juan for what he did to her. She said yes. I asked if she would be able to identify Juan if shown a picture and a photo lineup. She said yes. So there you go. So this is the bludgeoning incident police report. But it just goes to question, I don't understand why you would just randomly decide to stop at a stoplight and just say, hey, random homeless dude, come and spend the night with me in my car. But she doesn't understand why Instagram is charging $14.99 to verify your identity. Hey, that's the new thing that they're doing now, but you want us to buy your coffee book. Okay. I get this, sure. On most days, she's just rambling on and on. The best thing that could happen is CPS is going to be in the hospital. They're going to take the child, and the child's going to wind up with a family that really wants a child and is going to be able to take care of this child and give the child the love and the caring and the nurturing and stable environment that is going to need, because I hate to say this, but I feel it in my bones. Heather is abusing substances while pregnant. And I hate this. I really do. And it's disgusting. I mean, she could crawl around Chicago doing her maternity shoots all she wants, but it comes down to it. Heather, hey, get your shit together. Okay? Get your shit together. You, like you say, you're 29 weeks pregnant, your hips hurt. Stop with the substance abuse. That's all I have to say. That's what it comes down to it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. This was a labor of love for you guys that have been asking me for it. Okay? So, thank you. Please subscribe. Hit the like button and share my video with a friend or 10. See you next time. Bye.